I hate this fucking film. I hate it. I don't even know why I hate this more than probably anything I've seen this summer.
Well, let's see.
Are you serious?
It's a comedy about a couple man-childs who never really grew up, and then they got this through basically a stroke of luck. They ended up being able to do something in entertainment and made a success out of themselves. I wonder why you had problems with it. I would have thought you would have identified with it.
Maybe that's why. I resent seeing myself that big on the screen. It's different when we live it, but to see it portrayed by somebody else, I should get residuals for that shit. But no, man, I mean, goddamn, what is it? It's okay. Will Ferrell presents Will Ferrell acting stupid, loud, and retarded once more. As I just did right now.
It's Will Ferrell random theater comedy. I mean, it's basically, you've seen any one of his other movies with the exception of Stranger Than Fiction, and you've seen this one. Maybe Talladega Nights was a little bit better, but it's only better because of Gary Cole and Sacha Baron Cohen. Take them out of the movie, to me, it's no different than this. And if the only reason I didn't hate this movie was because I expected it to be horrible. I came in with my expectations at the bottom of the barrel. And I got to say, I actually got a lot of chuckles out of it.
So then by that fact, you said that it is horrible.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible. Did I not make that clear? The movie sucks. It's just that it didn't suck as bad as I thought it was going to.
I mean, that's the most roundabout way of saying this movie sucks I've ever heard. Just say it. It sucks. We get the point.
Yeah.
It sucks. Just not as bad as I thought it would.
Now, I totally have to disagree with you, Leon. I just have to say this movie is not at all like any of Will Ferrell's other films. In those films, each and every time he had a profession. You know, he's a race car driver, or he's a basketball player, or he's an ice skater, or I guess maybe the next film he'll be an astronaut. But somebody sat down and said, oh my God, we're out of professions for Will Ferrell to play a man-child. Well, why don't we just have him play a man-child? We'll give him a brother or something. I swear to God, when I read the plot to this about a year ago, when I saw it on IMDb, I laughed and I said, oh man, somebody slipped in a joke on IMDb. There's no way they're making that fucking movie. And oh my God, did they make that fucking movie. Why are we here, Corey? Why? None of us give a shit about this piece of fucking shit. It was a turd. It was a turd on screen for an hour and a fucking half, and the only thing that was good was the pizza I was brought during the fucking movie.
You are so right, man. I have not been this angry. I thought I was angry at the Love Guru. I hated every fucking person in this movie. I despise them. You got two parents in here, two grown, sensible-looking people who encourage two grown men to act like retarded people. Yet they are not retarded. They just lacking direction. And we see this encouraged for no particular reason except for lame-ass jokes for an hour and a half.
Okay, now see, here's the thing that shocks me about what you're saying, because the one character that I did laugh at was Richard Jenkins. Just him being the angry dad who was fed up with it. And just from how you felt about your beloved movie, Freddy Got Fingered, I just thought for sure you would at least attach yourself to him and like that.
It's just, I think that your anger is obviously stemming from them being a metaphor for the spill readers.
No, man.
No, man. No. Don't push that on our audience.
I got, this is not as bad as The Love Guru.
It's not.
It's not.
Thank you, Carlyle.
It is not that bad, but it is not anywhere near good either. I'm not angry at this movie as much as I'm angry at you for dragging me over here to have to think about this fucking movie.
Then it is that bad.
This would be something that I would be just fine going home and turning on the TV, and then an hour from now, a buddy calls up and said, "Hey, what'd you do tonight?" I just sat around and watched. Didn't I see a movie or something? Yeah, I think I saw a movie. I want this to go that way. I want to forget I ever saw this fucking turd blossom, because this was just a complete and utter waste of time.
And I tell you about Richard Jenkins in this movie. I thought at first that, okay, he's going to get up, he's going to leave this situation, because I was relating to him. But then I started thinking, no, you brought this upon yourself. You deserve every bit of what you get. And I do not get enough scenes of looking at you be miserable. Like I have to sit up here and be miserable watching this bullshit. And what really pisses me off about this is that, God damn it, Will Ferrell, I've been talking about this guy, I've been defending him, saying he's a talented guy, he just needs something different. And what does he do? He goes out and gets the most pointless project that he can find just to allow himself to act fucking stupid for the next hour and a half. And it's as if it's not bad enough watching him, we get that shit in stereo when they bring in John C. Reilly. I'm like, oh, please, man. They need to treat this guy like Lenny from Mice and Men, pull them in the back of a shed and put a bullet in the back of both their heads.
Damn.
Jesus,
Because-
dude.
You don't think maybe that's a little harsh?
You don't think that's maybe a little too literary for our listeners?
Right. From Mice and we brought from Mice and Men into a Step Brothers review.
Exactly, because these two men are dangerous. They're gonna cause some harm to themselves and everybody else if they are not stopped.
I can't wait to see it. The marketing company for this movie is going to say Corey Coleman of Spill compares it to Steinbeck.
And then I will lose my mind. No, that's not what I meant.
But you know something? Like, I'm sitting here like the anger is just steaming off of you. Like, I'm sweating from it. And Love Guru was a much worse movie. That was one we all came out of just angry, just wanted to choose something afterwards. But I can see why you hate this movie. It's because Will Ferrell broke your heart. I mean, you believed in him when no one else did. And he just made you look like an ass to everybody. And I really feel bad for you because I know how that feels, man. That
Man,
sucks.
I'm not out walking around the town with a Will Ferrell sandwich board on saying,
Well,
It's a tattoo.
yeah, exactly.
It's a good thing he put it on his ass cheek.
I'm going to go
Mr.
get it.
Farrell, will you sign my ass? And he did, and you went right to the tattoo shop and had it tattooed, and they put his face right next to it.
Well, they crossed off the Rowan Atkinson one below it first. But
Well, no, it's dead center so that it looks like Will Ferrell's giving a blowjob.
Well, and now I'm going to go get like a little prison tear on my eye right here because I feel so. No, I'm not hurt. I just think that we have seen enough of this. As Carlyle said, we've seen movies where he was given sort of a reason to act stupid, and that was Wearing Thin. We thought Semi-Pro was actually it, and now I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, somebody should have threw him a hockey stick or something, give him something to do because this is pointless. Then the reason why I compare it to The Love Guru is because we said in The Love Guru, there's no progression of story. It's just one lame gag after another.
Right.
And that's what this is these two guys acting like 14-year-old boys. Had they been maybe real nerds, like these fat, obese, just hairy, greasy, unkempt people, maybe I could see that. But these two guys, they look a little bit too normal to be that retarded. But they act stupid enough to not be convincing.
Well, I think you just hit on the main point of why, these other films kind of work where this one doesn't. I mean, really at its core, when he plays these characters that are man children, he's always very successful at whatever he does. So nobody can really tell him, dude, you're acting like a man-child. Stop it. Because it's like, well, this is his road to success. And here it's just like, why doesn't somebody smack the shit out of this guy and, fucking show him real life? And it's so frustrating to watch because when I first saw this trailer, I was talking to Cyrus about this tonight. When I first saw the trailer, the first half of it, I was like, oh, wow. They actually took the man-child routine and these two are actually playing children. That's kind of fucked up seeing, two grown men play children while everybody's actually pretending they're actually children. And then it gets to the point to where they're applying for jobs and I'm like, oh wait, no, this really is the man-child movie. Holy shit. No, abort. This is not going to work. And sure enough, it didn't.
See, what I was expecting him to do is at some point, at the end of the movie, I was expecting M. Night Shyamalan to walk out and give a diagnosis saying, oh, the problem here is that they actually are retarded. What a twist. And it's like, no, throughout the movie, they start to make some progress. They start to actually realize, you know what, we're a couple of dumbasses. We should actually clean up our act. And then at the very end of the movie, they want them to go back to being dumbasses. They want them to be retarded. And the movie just kind of, what little bit it progressed to, like we just got the Jenga stack up just high. And we're like, man, that's pretty. And somebody just knocks that shit down. And I'm just like, Jesus, man, this movie doesn't give a care.
Jenga, Steinbeck, dude, you need to get out and get some hobbies.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this movie fell apart way before the end.
Well, no, it did. In the middle, it was a disaster in the middle. But I'm saying there was one saving grace there. And that one saving grace was that they actually realized we need to grow up a little bit. And then the parents come back in the end and say, no, we really like you better when you were retarded.
It was consistent. The parents had been enablers throughout the whole movie. The fact that they would let them grow up was the one thing that was like, wait a minute, that wouldn't happen.
Well, this is appropriate because really the parents or whoever should be watching Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly to say, no, you need some structure are clearly left the building at this point because their movies keep making money. So they're like, fuck it. We're just going to keep doing the same shit and remove more of the plot each time until it's just John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell going,
Personally, I think the movie was trying to make a statement about white parents that don't spank their kids.
I don't think that was the case.
why
I
is it
think-
white specifically?
Because
I don't remember them saying anything that pointed the finger at color. Why you got to bring color into
man,
it, man?
you know white people don't spank their kids, and that's why they run around going, "I hate you, mom. Fuck you. Fuck you."
You know
Yeah,
something?
you know what? I've got to go. You know, this is one of those rare occasions I actually got to side with them on this race issue because you don't say that to a black mama. You could say that to a white mama. Black mama just give you that look going, you say that, honey, but we're going to be out of the store in about 30 seconds. And then it's a different song and dance.
Yeah, the white mama will put you in timeout. And for the black mama, timeout is that moment when she stops whipping your ass.
I thought the black mama for timeout, that was, that's when the authorities get a hold of you.
You see, it's a different movie, though. If it was a black kid, because I've seen this happen with black kids, they don't grow up retarded. They grow up dangerous. They grow up to rob your ass at the liquor store. So that's a totally different movie. And actually, I think it's a better movie.
Yeah, but Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly ain't getting shot. So really, I mean, choice between sitting around in your house, never having to have a job, playing video games your whole life, or getting shot robbing a liquor store.
I just never saw what the appeal to this movie was to begin with. Like I said, I went into it with total dread, and the fact that y'all are coming out going like, man, I thought this was going to be something, and I'm pissed off. I'm like,
don't say you guys.
No,
don't say you guys like I actually had hope.
And don't say that I had expectations of it being something, because I went in thinking that this was going to be bad. The person I was there with tonight, she was saying, wow, that scene of them falling on the bunk bed was really funny. I was like, that looks painful to me. This movie looks horrible.
This is why you don't take 13-year-olds to movies, Corey. I mean, if you're going to date, at least date someone closer to drinking age.
Well, it's one of those cases I regret it.
One of those cases.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I could withstand it.
But
no.
I'm kind of Leon with this in just the sense that y'all are so angry at this, and I don't have any anger towards it at all. It's exactly what I expected it to be, and I actually don't even think it's terrible per se compared to the other movies. I'm like, it's another Will Ferrell movie. Really, I don't see that big of a difference between this one and the others. I think people who like the others are going to like this one too.
I think you're right about that. And man, you know what? Anchorman, I got up to walk out of it. I mean, it was actually so short, I couldn't get out of the theater fast enough to walk out of it. And this, I didn't want to walk out of. I'm just kind of like, meh.
Okay, maybe, look, I'm being angry to be over dramatic. I mean, I really do think this movie's a piece of shit. And all the things I said are valid here. I mean, I do think it's a really bad movie, though. And this isn't me screaming and yelling. I think that it's just gotten to the point where somebody just got lazy when it came to a Will Ferrell movie. They just said, you know what? You know what we're going to do, Will Ferrell? We're just going to cut the camera on and you improvise and we'll name the movie after you do this. Let's just see how much footage we can get.
But that's all of them.
Exactly.
They're all that way.
All of his movies and so many of the Adam Sandler movies. It's all these guys. You know what? They have the same formula of we're going to cut the camera on and you just improvise. You're the star. You do whatever you want. And you bring in all your buddies from Saturday Night Live and Comedy Central and the goddamn Upright Citizens Brigade and all these comedy troupes. You just have them all in there in bit parts.
Well, with those movies, with those sports comedies that he does, even in that, there's a small semblance of a story. There is a small progression. As tired and formulaic as it is, there is a formula there.
Do you remember that the story was the worst part of Semi-Pro?
No, Semi-Pro was the movie where I did say this is bad, and he had his angle though. But